difference and dominance, the first thing that came to my head was the most recent news item regarding boat people, Christmas Island Detention Centre, and refugees in general. It would appear that this issue is a hot topic due to the emotive responses it brings, from pity to territorialism. With it being ever present in the news and our paint palette population ever moulding into new definitions, I feel that this topic would be a current and vibrant curriculum for a primary-based classroom. Australia is a peace-loving country. We are modern, we are progressive, and we are well and truly on ourselves. We are a desired safe haven for refugees all over the world. It must be said, however, that we are a nation that has become somewhat fluctuating in our commitment to assisting foreigners in need. Our history is overloaded with migration, the white population of Australia migrating here over the years after this land was discovered all those hundreds of years ago. From the time white men arrived here, it has behaved as the hegemonic mainstay, fiercely protecting its borders. Various legislations have ensured the white man remain the dominant cultural group. We still patrol our borders. We are still a desired destination. A refugee population represents so many advantages to our community, yet it would seem that both our government and vocal community would prefer to bask in the safe haven of whiteness. Some obvious cultural differences would be those of language, appearance, class, and gender roles. These cultural differences are enhanced, however, because of the pathway to our country. The fact that people have been forced to leave their country grows a perception that refugees are ungrateful. The fact that most news reports focus on the fact that refugees have arrived illegally grows a perception that residential rights are stolen rather than granted. The fact that the trauma inflicted on the individual often leaves their life skills unable to progress towards adapting to the new Australian culturally accepted ways. All of these above-mentioned factors often allow those perceptions to grow within our community and create barriers rather than build bridges. For example, with gender roles, they would be different with a more multicultural society. While mainstream Australian society has developed an outwardly accepting attitude towards different gender roles, seemingly more extreme and diverse gender roles will be represented with refugees, and obviously these will need to be respected and understood by our growing young community. Part 2. In the classroom, a fantastic opportunity is presented to highlight this current news item and translate it into relevance for the child's life, rather than just an event that's occurring on TV somewhere else. My main curriculum goals would be to 1. Allow children to become more aware of world news and current events. 2. Teach children to understand how people come to be refugees. 3. Help children understand why this impacts our community and communities abroad. 4. Allow children to develop empathy and understanding of differences. 5. Assist children in discovering the beauty and gifts that cultural awareness can add to our community by embracing a spirit of goodwill and acceptance. 6. Facilitate a growth of civic awareness and individual ability to take action, validating the child's voice. And number 7, of course, teaching the child to reflect upon their self. Where do they stand? What do they believe in? How do they feel about this topic? I would achieve my curriculum goals by utilising some of the following activities. First of all, I would do some small group research via the internet in the classroom, and also as a group watch a pre-recorded current news item for this topic to produce some topical awareness. The second activity that I thought of doing was basically extending the learning through some personal reflection. You'll see from the photo here that I've taken a photo of a shoebox. This shoebox activity is one where I'd give each child in my class a shoebox to take home and an instruction to collect 5 items that they can put in the shoebox. This activity is to demonstrate to the child how it might feel to have to pack quite quickly only a small amount of things that you could take with you on your journey away from your home, bearing in mind that most refugees have to leave all of their possessions behind. Back in the classroom, we can obviously go over the activity and analyse what we chose and why we chose it, and talk about how it felt to have to leave certain things behind and choosing things that are purposeful. Hopefully this will bring about some personal reflection into the journey of a refugee child. A geographical assignment would be set where 5 countries would be given up as options to the class. Children could choose which country was most interesting to them, and this assignment would go forth into discovering the country's flags, where the country is geographically, why are there refugees from that country, is this country represented locally? For example, are there restaurants, shops, specialty stores? Is there a population from that nation within our local community? Another task that I'd like to set for my class would be getting them to write a letter to the local member for immigration, or a letter to the Prime Minister, basically voicing how that child feels, where they stand, what do they believe, what action would they like to see our government take, and actually post these off for the children and hope for some response so that they can feel validated. Artistic extension would be done for the children as well in the classroom. We would study art from one of the 5 selected countries and obviously attempt some replication and have a bit of fun. In conclusion, it's my firm belief that if we can allow children as close to an empathetic, personal experience as possible, this could allow them to simultaneously learn current scholastic requirements within a themed framework, and also understanding and acceptance of difference and diversity, but most of all that they have the skills and abilities to address issues of concern for themselves within our community. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much.